Hello and welcome back to 7th Circle Gaming. Today on the channel we're going to analyze the real-time tactics game Terminator Dark Fate Defiance. We'll begin in just a moment after a bit of full disclosure. If you're interested in reading through all that, just pause the video now. If you prefer not to read through any of this, just let the video run. Before we move on to the gameplay footage, we do want to share with you very briefly the overworld map, and then we'll talk a bit about the user interface. The overworld map, as we can see here, is the Southwest United States, rendered in a satellite image style. The user interface is centered around the top right and the top left-hand corner of the screen, leaving the majority of the play space free. While we watch this gameplay footage, we do want to draw your attention to a couple of things: the in-game world and the user interface. The in-game world is rendered in a not overly photorealistic, but fairly realistic art style. The user interface is centered around the edges of the screen, as was the overworld map, leaving the majority of the play space free to render the in-game world. Nothing about the user interface is really outside the bounds of the genre conventions. We have the objectives indicator at the top left-hand corner, the minimap at the bottom left-hand corner, and various other indicators at the bottom right. What we're looking at now is some of the more statistics-focused areas of the gameplay, in which players will be presented with the statistics about various units that they can deploy on one of their in-game quests. And that's all the gameplay footage we have to share with you on this video, so we're now going to move on to our first proper chapter, which is Immersion, as it always is. Here the game has earned a quite high score of 10 out of 15. The game offers multiple avenues for creating immersion, although whether or not those will work is sort of subjective and depends on the player. For difficulty, the game has earned a score of 4 out of 15. The game obeys genre conventions where it has to, but it doesn't innovate either. Moving on now to Lasting Appeal, where the game has again earned a score of 4 out of 15. Here again, we would say that the game seems to obey genre conventions where it has to, but it also doesn't innovate in any noticeable way. Overall, Terminator Dark Fate Defiance has earned a score of 6 out of 15. It doesn't break any new grounds or defy genre conventions in any way. And now onto a couple of highly subjective statements, so please have a handful of salt ready. The price for the game is somewhat high considering the amount of content available. The game seems to be only very loosely tied to the Terminator franchise, and the characters in the game really don't resonate. They might with some players, but they certainly did not with us. One final highly subjective note to end on: this is not a fast-paced game. The average mission in the game takes around 40 minutes or potentially more to finish. And on that final highly subjective note, we do offer a hearty congratulations to everyone who watched all the way to the end of the video. If you enjoy this sort of content, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more of these highly objective analyses. We look forward to seeing you on the next video either way, and good day.